For you, how does Venezuela compare to Germany? What are the biggest cultural differences, would you say?
Everything. Yeah, the thing is, like, Germany is very different. Like, you have, for example, you have the biggest difference, like Berlin people and Munich people, completely two different genres. Berlin people go partying, Munich people go do sports and stuff like that. But in general, the differences are mainly on the warmth that comes on the. We open our arms easier than Germans will. But like, when you meet a German, it's not like, hey, what's up, bro? We're gonna be friends. But you meet an American or a Canadian, you can, you can bond quite quickly. The door is open. It doesn't mean that you become friends instantly, but like, it's okay. Hey, what's up? Where are you from?
Yeah.
Like
A little bit more approachable, a little bit easier to
way
start
more
conversations with
approachable.
strangers. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people bitch about that, and I'm like, dude, stop bitching about, like, honestly, man. Some people start they're not so open, and I'm like, what do you, bro?
Because like Latinos are known for being very open in that regard. And I noticed that in Colombia, like people are very like, I mean, even physically like hugging and kissing on the cheek and, hey, how are you? How's this? How's that? And talking with people at the grocery store and Germans do not have that reputation. So it is kind of like two extremes, Venezuela and Germany.
You go more into the north. Germany is okay. You go more into the Nordics. I mean, dude, if you have like 6 months of like shitty weather, how open are you gonna be? Like,
Yeah, but in Canada we have 7 months of shitty weather. So how about
yeah,
that?
true. I don't know how you guys are doing it, man. Like, you're different. Like,
But we have the influence from the Americans. Like
I
the
think so,
Canadian
yeah,
culture is really influenced from American culture, and so like the idea of that kind of superficial small talk, I think we got that from the Americans because our roots in Canada are British and French, and I don't know how. I think we would be way more on the American side, right? Culturally speaking.
yeah, absolutely. But hey, also Latin Americans, I hated, like, one of the things that I hated about my culture was that everything is too slimy. Sometimes people will tell you like, "Oh, yeah, sure, I will be there." Never would be there. Sure, I will invite. Never would invite you. So the honesty, like, I do what I do is like I dance between the raindrops, between cultural norms. So I search for what I need to order to be happy in the country that I am. So I'm not like bounded to the culture 100%. Like, I respect the culture and live in the culture, but a lot of people need to understand that it's having this balance between what you need and what you'd like, and understanding that there's some limitations. Like, Germans can be very cold, but they can be very straightforward. So if they want to invite you, they will invite you. If they're going to be there, they're going to be there. If they say, hey, we're going to, how many in my job offline in video content creation, this is shameful of me, but I have 70% of my jobs I have done without a contract. It has been just like, hey man, I need your video. Okay, I'm going to pay you 1,000. Obviously, you have some read and text here and there that you could say that that's a contract, but in the US, I don't think you dare do that.
Mm.
The
It's more
chances of
informal.
you getting
Yeah.
the chances of somebody backing off on a deal because they didn't sign anything, it's high. Or
Right.
in Venezuela, they would just steal your money. There would be like, like a lot of people in Venezuela would steal your money. Like, they would be like, nope.
So Germans do what they say they're going to do. They're predictable in that way.
The big majority, and they also, it's Latino people, bro. Like, I remember, this is very interesting, culturally interesting. It's also, I think, the way that we were raised, but very emotional, very fiery. So it's easy. It's hard to admit. I don't know if it's me, but to be honest, I learned as I moved. When I was 18, I learned a lot. I kept on growing and learning, but I learned, like, we are very fiery, so we tend to scream more and be more defensive. In Germans, no freaking way. Like, you will never raise your voice, and as soon as you lose control, you're the weak one there. So this is so interesting, because in the US, you see two men fighting in a bar. That doesn't happen in Germany. Like, in Germany, they will never. The maximum they will scream like, du Arschloch. But the control is there. So that's just so, like, that's why I like it more here in Germany, because there's control. There's control, but obviously that control sometimes it's so funny. I have acknowledged that Germans bottle a lot of their emotions. So I'm going deep, man, in my theories.
Go deep.
It's like people are gonna be like, that guy is insane. But after living in 10 years and really seeing, I have noticed how we Latinos, we let it out. We microburst. But Germans, no, man, they start saving and saving and saving. And then what they do is whatever happens, it will get like whatever they use this excuse. Like, for example, if you're walking where the bike lane, you're walking, they are going to use that to tell you that you're doing something wrong. And that energy that they're bottling up, that's going to go there. So that's why Germans are like, hello. And, you know? And let me tell you, bro, you don't want to see Germans being angry. Like, it doesn't sound nice. It sounds very aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, like, we all feel the same emotions, right? Like, every country, every culture has the same emotions, of course. But the way we express them is different. And so whether you let it out or not, it's going to be kind of in there somewhere, brewing, right? And then it kind of comes out. And that was something that I noticed when I was in Colombia as well, that I almost had the impression that like people liked conflict a little bit, like they wanted to have some drama.
In what situation?
Well, like, I mean, I don't know, just like basic stuff. Like you would be like driving down the street and just see people like yelling at each other, you know, like like driving or something like that. Or, you know, like one time we were driving in a bus and a taxi cut in front of us and the bus hit the taxi. And so then they get out and they're arguing and we're there for like an hour. And like, I'm thinking from the Canadian perspective, I'm like, call the insurance company, get their information, and we can keep driving. But they're like, no, we have this and this and this, and how about this? And you were at this fault, and then, and I'm like, let it go. It doesn't matter.
Dude,
just like,
let it go.
Let's keep moving here. You know, we have a place we got to get to. We have a destination waiting for us. And so I got the impression that they liked conflict. And I don't think that's totally fair.
Conflict,
but
man, it's just like I think
you're right that you said micro bursts of emotion.
Microbursted.
I think it's cathartic. You know, you let that out and then it doesn't
kind
build
of healthy.
up. Yeah. It's taken me some time and some perspective to understand it a little bit more. But another thing is like for me, being a Canadian, we're in the middle between Germany and Latin America. Like we're not fully like we're not like closed off, like, hey, I don't want to have any emotion, but we're also not over the top emotional. We're like in the middle. And so for me, if someone is mad, like you can see that they're mad, visually upset, for me, that's a big deal. Like that something bad has happened. And in Colombia, the threshold's pretty low for that to happen. Someone can freak out and I go, oh my God, what's happened? And they go, he can't find his shoe or whatever. Yeah, like and it's like, I was like, oh my God, like I thought something horrible had gone on.
Dude.
And that's probably also my own personal threshold.
No,
like,
you're
I also
on the spot.
Yeah, okay.
Because
sweet.
The husband of my sister, he's German. And at the beginning, man, he was like, what's wrong? Like my mom was here, my sister was here, my other sister was here. And and the tone of voice is extremely loud. As we talked before, tone of voice, Germany, low. Latin America high. And the guy's like, what's happening? It's like, no, it's the same. No, we were talking about like if we would go out or not. And you're like, we're honestly next to the Germans, we're the insane ones.
But it's not insanity. It's just different, right? It's just different.
It's different. Like you can also see the Persians and the Arabic people. Sometimes I see them and I'm like, they go, you know, like they express themselves, but behind that, there's emotion, there's love, there's feeling, and that's why they say that we like you hear our music in Latin America, and it's da na 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 na. You know, like I don't know. You can all go watch Rawayana. This is the best. Like I love them, but or any type of music in Latin America, you feel it. And also you go to Germany, it's like it's like, you know, like people like techno and stuff. It's just, so you can see that's why that's why I always come down to there's no perfect country. There's just that country that will get you where you want to be,
Yeah,
and where
absolutely.
you get the most out of it.